The member for Bonner has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for the Environment and Energy. Will the minister update the House on how the government's action to reduce power prices will benefit families and local businesses in my electorate of Bonner and across South East Queensland? Is the minister aware of any different proposals?
The Minister for the Environment and Energy.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And I thank the member for Bonner for his question. And under the coalition, reducing power prices isn't merely an aspiration, it's actually a reality, Mr Speaker. It's actually a reality because the big three in Queensland, New South Wales and South Australia recently reduced their prices, Mr Speaker. That is in stark contrast to what happened when the Labor Party were last in office, when power prices doubled and they went up each and every year, Mr Speaker. And this reduction in power prices is good news. Good news for the 12,000 small businesses in Longman, Mr Speaker. Good news for the 15,000 small businesses in the Cedar Bonner, Mr Speaker. And good news for the 19,000 small businesses in Mayo, Mr Speaker. And if you are a small business in Brisbane, you can see a saving of up to $470 a year, Mr Speaker. And over 1 million households across South East Queensland will actually get a saving now on their power bill as a result of these announcements, Mr Speaker. Now, this is a positive set of numbers, and we know that Labor aren't too good at their numbers, Mr Speaker, The member for Grainler doesn't quite have them, Mr Speaker. He doesn't quite have them. The member for Port Adelaide didn't quite get them, Mr Speaker. And the member for Lilly, after 6 budget blowouts, finally got the numbers, Mr Speaker. He finally got the numbers. Now, Mr Speaker, I'll tell you about another set of numbers. When Labor was last in office, power prices went up by 101%, Mr Speaker. Now Labor is promising a 50% reckless renewable energy target, Mr Speaker, and a 45% emissions reduction target, which will only do one thing to your power bills, Mr Speaker: send them up, Mr Speaker. Under the coalition, you'll always pay less for your power than under the Labor Party, Mr Speaker. If you're a manufacturer, working in a manufacturing business, the Labor Party don't care about your job, Mr Speaker. If you're a family, they don't care about your power bill, Mr Speaker. We have a plan. We have a plan to lower your power bills, to create a more reliable system, in stark contrast to the reckless Labor renewable energy targets, which will only send your power bills up, Mr Speaker. That's right.